Howdy, yolks. Welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Vegard.
And I'm Ethan.
And today we're playing in the Hunger Games.
Again.
So get your bow ready.
And find your big coil of wire.
Because today we're bringing you...
The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which is the second one.
Yes, the second one. We're back again with the Hunger Games.
We're back again with the Hunger Games, because everybody loved the first episode, and
Yay.
Almost nobody yelled at me about the things we got wrong.
Oh, did we get things wrong?
Oh, of course we did.
Oh, yeah.
This is Bacon and Eggs. We
Yeah.
get things wrong every single week. It's rarely that I dive into like a fandom that isn't like Star Wars or Marvel, because we get most things right with Star Wars and Marvel, but it's like when I dive into another fandom, the fandom comes out of nowhere and is like, actually, here's the reasons why this happened, and I'm like, wow, that's incredibly valid, and I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's super interesting to learn about the new fandom, because this is not one that I have super like connections with. This is probably like the third time I've seen this movie, I think, ever.
I don't know how many times I've watched
a grip. It's been a minute.
I'm scared because I didn't have time to rewatch it before this, but I have watched it quite a few times, so I feel like I know the things, but I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I finished it this morning, so like I could pull you through it a little bit.
Yeah.
If we need to. Well, I could prompt things. Anyway, I got to run off some statistics real quick. The Hunger Games came out on November 22nd, 2013, which was 2,112 days ago.
Oh my god.
It was made on a $130 million budget and made all of that back at $865 million worldwide, scoring an 89% critic and audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a 76 on Metacritic. Now, Vegard.
Yes.
Do you like this better than the first one?
That is such a hard question. I feel like that has so many layers for me with this one, because I have such a hate-love for it, because the parts that I love more than I love the parts that I love in the first one, I feel like, but there are so many more that I hate or dislike.
So, well, let's start there.
Yeah.
Because I personally think I prefer this one in just about every way.
Oh.
I just really think that they got a lot more, because I was a big fan of the books, and I really think they got a lot more right in this one than they did with the first one.
Yeah.
And I think it's just much more of an effective movie.
Definitely, I would say that too.
So what didn't you love about it? Let's start there.
I think, okay, so I feel like this, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I feel like it drags a little bit in the beginning. Like, I still like the movies, even if it's like not 100% Hunger Games based, because I obviously know that that's not what it's going to be, like the actual games. But I think this one, for me, when I'm watching it, I'm always tempted to skip ahead a little bit. There comes a point where I'm just like, I kind of just want to get into the games now. I'm like, I don't know. So
no, I can definitely see that. I had the thought with this one, even more so than I did with the first one, but like you lose a lot from not having Katniss's narration that you get in the books, because like a lot of the stuff, especially in the games, and that's why like the games take up so much more of the books than they do of the movies, because like a lot of what goes on in the arena is like Katniss basically talking to herself.
Yeah.
And that would be really hard to represent in the movies. I know we talked about that with the first one, but it's like you lose a lot of things even outside the games in this one, because like I thought about it in that scene right near the beginning or not right near the beginning, but after they've decided that the tributes are going to be from the victor pool, after they announced that.
Oh, yeah.
And Haymitch is talking to them about what the different tributes are, and she makes that comment about Mags, that she's like, well, I hope that Finnick just realizes that she needs to go off and die because she's an old woman. And Haymitch is just like, well, she's a really nice person, so, I hope that she's dies painlessly. And I definitely remember there's a scene in the book where Katniss gives this narration that's just like, oh, wow, Haymitch has, like, friends among these people. This is wild.
Yeah.
There are other mentors, and he's actually like a person with depth. But in the movie, it's just like, well, awkward moment.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I think I read Catching Fire, and then I didn't read Mockingjay fully. But I think, yeah, the internal dialogue in the games would have helped a lot, but I don't know how they could have made the games better, like to have more of the games, because they are like one of my favorite parts of it. Of course,
oh,
it makes
for sure.
sense.
But there's only so much that you can do. Like before the movie would just start to be like, this is an hour and 45 minutes of kids killing each other.
Yeah, true.
It's like, and I get that it's more adults and stuff in this one, but there's only so much of the games they could put into each of these first two movies. I mean, obviously, it's not a problem with the Mockingjay movies because there isn't isn't a Hunger Games in Mockingjay. Spoilers. Sorry, everybody who hasn't read Mockingjay or watched them.
Yeah.
There is not there's not a Hunger Games in Mockingjay per se. I mean, there's still, you could argue that there's still an arena present in that movie.
True.
But especially the second one. But there's not a Hunger Games, and therefore, like, these first two movies really, they have to make a lot of the movie out of not a lot of the book.
Yeah, true.
Is sort of where, and I don't think it's a problem. I think they did a lot better with it in this one than they did in the first one, but I can definitely see what you're saying about it dragging.
Yeah.
For sure, I can get behind that.
But it's only like little bit. It's not like I feel like it's only towards the end of like the party or whatever, like the celebration. I was just like, okay.
Well, it could have been a lot. Like, I'm glad they decided. Normally, I'm not a fan of a montage in a movie, but I'm really glad they went with a montage for the like victory tour.
Yes, for sure.
Because, and obviously that's the key place where you would do that in a movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it even happens fully in real time in the book. But it's like if I had to sit through a long scene in every single district.
In
11 districts and the capital, I'd be like, oh my god, I get it. Okay, I get it. There's civil unrest that I buy it, guys.
They did do it. That bit is very well done, I feel like, as well.
Because that scene where the old man gets killed is just brutal.
Yeah, I feel like that one shocked me so much the first time I watched it, because I think I did watch this before I read the book, and I was like, that really shocked me.
So I read, hang on, I gotta do some research here. Mockingjay book. So yeah, Mockingjay was released in 2010, and so I read...
Oh, you've read all of them before it?
I read Hunger Games and Catching Fire right before Mockingjay came out.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those things where it was like, I guess I'm a little bit behind on this. I should probably go ahead and read the first two before the third one comes out.
All right.
But that was 2010. That was a full 3 years before I saw this movie in 2014 because I didn't even see it in theaters. So that was a full almost 4 years before, I watched the movie after I read Catching Fire. So when they killed that old dude, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What? You're not supposed to start murdering people. This is page 12.
Yeah. I'm also a little bit shocked that it's 2013. I would have guessed, if you told me to guess which year this movie came out, and I would be 2015. Time is passing by way too quickly. This is separate, but I'm having a crisis.
Yeah, I was a junior in college when this came out.
Where was I?
But they did release them once every year after that. So it was The Hunger Games was 2011, I think. Maybe they did do one every year. Hang on. Yeah, The Hunger Games was 2012, so they really did do one every year. That's wild.
Oh.
I think. Hang on.
But there's such a big gap between the look of Hunger Games and the look of Catching Fire. The Hunger Games feels like a 2009 movie.
Hunger Games was 2012. Catching Fire is 2013. Mockingjay Part 1, 14. Mockingjay Part 2, 15. And I can tell you why there's a big difference in look is because it's money.
Yeah.
It's entirely money. Because they had double the budget almost for this one.
Okay, well, yeah, there you go. that makes sense, because I genuinely feel like the first one is so many years. It feels, when I watched it the first time as well, I was like, when did this come out? Because it felt like it was
because it looks like it was made in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
No, it was 2012, but it was made on a $70 million budget, which is just not enough.
Yeah.
And even this one, I think they probably could have, there was moments that definitely could have been better.
Yeah.
Just rewatching it yesterday, the scene where they have the chariots going into the arena place, wherever they do the first announcement, when they ride the chariots and she has the dress on fire and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that scene, the CG in that is pretty bad still.
Yeah.
Even in this one.
I think
shocked.
Wait, do you mean the fire effect?
No, just the whole environment.
I agree with that.
The fire effect isn't great as well.
But okay, I have a bit of a thing with the fire thing, because everyone hates on the fire. You didn't, obviously, you didn't. But people hate on the fire because it doesn't look real. But it isn't real.
Yeah, it isn't real. Yeah, I definitely get that.
So, but so many people I've seen when I've I don't know, talked about Hunger Games, I feel like so many people talk about that, and I was like, but it's not real. So I don't know if it's meant to look that way, but maybe it isn't meant to look that way.
I mean, it's that whole thing of just the translation from book to movie getting lost, I think.
Yeah.
Because Harry Potter stans get super upset about that. Harry didn't put your name in the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as like the fire in the books is described as just being this like super realistic, everybody's afraid she's burning to death fire.
Oh.
And so I think, and honestly, if you're just watching it and not really connected with that, I could definitely see where you're like, it doesn't look like real fire. But also if you're super connected with it, I could see you being like, well, this doesn't look like what it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't think about that it's like the book description of it.
Yeah. As far as I remember, and granted, I have not read the books in, I don't know, the better part of a decade. Let's just say that. It's been since 2010, as I just said.
Yeah.
So I might be wrong about that, but I remember them, like, heavily describing the fire.
Okay, yeah.
Especially in the first one. But
Okay,
no, even more so, the fire effects, it's like President Snow is standing in front of what was clearly just a piece of green screen that became a podium, but it's like, just build the man a freaking podium.
That one, yeah. I guess that must be budget or something, because I was like, yeah, I agree with you. That scene does look a little bit like meh.
Right, and these movies don't rely a lot on CG, which is, obviously different from what I just talked about with Isaac about Avatar, but like... this movie doesn't rely a whole lot on CG, but it definitely, you can see where they still could have used a little bit of extra CG budget.
Definitely.
Because, like, it definitely is easy to make, not easy, but it's not that hard to make these movies on sort of like a lower budget. Even $130, $140 million is sort of a lower budget for a movie this type. I mean, if it was an Avengers movie at this point, it would have gotten, 200, 250 million.
Yeah.
For a sequel.
That... budgets for films, like, I can't even, like, fathom that type of money. And even the money they make back, I'm just like, well, it doesn't really register.
Right, and it's crazy to think about, like, 130 million being sort of like a low budget. For, like, a big action movie, though, that you just have to pay so many people to do so many different things.
That is true, yeah. It just feels like crazy money. Like, it doesn't feel real.
Well, yeah, it's more money than I can ever fathom. Like, if I had $130 million, I would never have to work ever. My kids wouldn't have to work. Their
ever,
kids wouldn't have to work.
You could make a movie.
Yeah, or I could make us a low... I could spend every dollar I have to make a fairly low-budget action movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was I just watched this video on YouTube where this guy was, like, playing pianos, and he was like, can you tell the difference between this piano that costs $400 and this piano that costs $2.5 million?
$2.5 million?
And obviously, I mean, you could tell a difference, but not, that much of a difference because YouTube audio compression is awful. But it's like they used the weirdest comparison where it was like, you can buy half of the land of Venezuela for $2.5 million. And I was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah.
Because like there's like houses, not that I could find you a house that costs that much money.
Yeah.
Like granted, $2.5 million, again, more money than I'll probably ever see at one point in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's my understanding that would buy you like a fairly decent house in London.
Yeah, for sure. And that is not even like a fraction of the cost of a movie.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, we don't measure movies in pianos. That would be a very weird, like, this
How
cost...
How
many pianos did this cost to make?
Well...
And also, that whole video was kind of bull, because it's like, yeah, it was a $2.5 million piano, but it was clearly just a piano that an artist had painted.
Are you kidding? Well, how is that going to affect the sound?
It's not. And that's the thing, is it's like, it's a very good piano. It's probably a $300,000, $400,000 piano, but like, there's a big difference between, it's not going to sound any different than the $300,000, $400,000 piano.
Get that clickbait coin.
Oh, for sure, and that's all it ever is.
Yeah.
That's Casey Neistat 101.
Yeah.
It's like he made that video that was one of his first like big viral videos that was like snowboarding with the New York City Police Department. And he like snowboarded through New York City, which was cool, but like the police showed up at the end, but that was his clickbait title, and he had a thumbnail.
Yeah, and it was just them being there. It was not like they...
It was they showed up to tell him to stop snowboarding.
Yeah. Like how to get them YouTube clicks.
That's clickbait for you. But no, so okay, let's stop ragging on this movie for a minute and talk about what it did right. Like, what do you like about this series in general, and specifically this installment? I don't know what word I'm looking for. I have trouble talking these days.
Mood. I really like the characters in the Hunger Games, like in general. And I don't know, like randomly, just a random point of appreciation for this one is like the costumes. I love their outfits and like everything about clothing in these movies.
Oh my god, the costumes are so much better.
100%. And the actual arena like suits, they are the coolest.
Specifically the arena suits.
Yes.
Holy crap. Because they went from like, they this is where I thought they would be from the beginning, is these like combat like neoprene type suits. And what they wore in the first one was like windbreakers.
No, yeah, it's literally like outdoor wear. They're all going camping and suddenly there's weapons. Like, it's like...
And even the weapons look way cooler in this one.
Yeah, it looks like they're made for the arena, not just like random like knives and stuff that they found laying around a props department.
For sure.
And
but again, that's what the extra $70 million will get you.
Yeah, but I really like that. Just generally, costumes is so great, and I think this one I really love the cinematography a lot more than the first one.
It's a lot more restrained because it is a different director.
You can tell.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. Now, I actually really did like the cinematography in the first one.
Yeah.
But it is definitely like it is not for everybody.
I like that it's stylistic in the first one. I think that I said that in the first podcast we did as well.
For sure.
I like the documentary style of it, and but this one just feels.
But stylistic does not always lend itself to timelessness.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think this one did a much better job of because this one looks like it holds up.
Yeah.
The first one, you look at it and you're like, well, that was the style. They were being stylistic.
Yeah.
And this one, I'm like, okay, this looks like an action movie.
Yeah.
It's like everybody rags on. Have you seen Thor, like the first Thor movie?
Probably. I don't remember it very well though.
But everybody rags on Thor for the cinematography because it is a lot of questionable shots and Dutch angles that make the movie sort of work. Mm-hmm. But it is definitely it's a mood, but I don't know if it's a good one.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the same way with the first Hunger Games movie. This one is much more restrained. They did have some weird, I thought, and I think this about a lot of movies, but it especially happens in the Lord of the Rings movies, but they had a lot of close-up, dialogue shots where, especially Katniss to be talking, and the top and bottom of her head is cut off by the screen.
Yeah, when you say that.
And it's I that's the first thing I think about is Lord of the Rings movies, because it goes from these beautiful, big sweeping landscape shots to this, super tight shot of Gandalf's face where it's you can see from his eyebrows to his lower lip. Yeah. And it'll flash back and forth between Frodo and Gandalf, and that's how they talk. And I'm like, Peter Jackson, you could have done that better, bud.
Yeah.
You could have done that in a way that didn't look like it was 2001.
I agree with that. There is something about the cutting off, it's at her, below her hairline as well.
It's below her hairline, yeah. It's distracting. There's it floats around. I've been getting into photography more and more as this year goes on, and there's a chart that floats around in all the beginner photography circles that's here's how you crop people to make it not look weird.
Rule of thirds.
Not even the thirds. It's just if you have to cut a limb off somewhere, this is where you cut the limb. And literally none of them will ever tell you to cut in the middle of someone's forehead.
No. I feel like that's one of the last things it'll say.
It should be your absolute last resort. But with, they don't crop anything with the movie usually, especially not when they were making it on a film.
Yeah.
It's it doesn't get cropped. It's not a mistake that you go fix later. It's they wanted this to be like this.
Yeah.
And that's what the thing with movies, when I start to, look at it from a deeper level, I'm like, okay, this was absolutely intentional. So,
yeah.
And it's fine. It's not like Jennifer Lawrence even has a particularly large forehead to work with.
They were cropping down her 6 head to make it look normal.
Right? It's not even the case.
They didn't have the budget for a wig, so they're just guys, I have an idea. Let's just crop a little bit more.
Didn't have a wig budget.
They didn't have the lace fronts for it, so they were just crop it.
We spent all the wig budget on Finnick.
Yeah.
That guy, I've looked through his IMDb discography now 6 times while I was watching this movie. I have not seen him in anything else, but he is the most familiar looking person.
Yes. Why is that so true? What is he in other than this?
I don't think he's in nothing. He just, I think he reminds me of somebody, but I haven't figured out who it is yet.
Yeah, he must
He reminds me of a different actor, but I don't know who it is. He's just this guy, man. He's in the Hunger Games. He's in the last 2 Hunger Games movies, or the middle 2, or the third. I don't know how many he's in.
Yeah.
He's in an amount of Hunger Games movies.
What's he doing now?
And
what
he's
does he
in nothing
do?
else.
What does he do? I have questions.
What does who do?
What does the actor do now if he's in nothing?
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I got to get it pulled up here. I can't type and talk, apparently, at the same time. I'm sick right now, so, my brain function's about 12%.
Okay, but, I do that normally. If I'm talking and typing, I type what what I'm saying. I can't even talk now. Look, I'm a mess.
All right. Finnick O'Dare. The problem also is the cast at past the first 3 people on IMDb shows up in like order of appearance.
Oh.
So I got to go way far down to find.
Yeah, I was like
Finnick.
weirded out that he wasn't further up. What's his name?
So he was in the fourth? He was in the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
What?
As some minor role, I think. I don't know. I've never seen it. And he's in the like Huntsman movies with freaking Liam Hemsworth. No, Chris Hemsworth and Kristen Stewart. And that's it.
Yeah.
And I've never seen those movies.
No.
So I have no idea.
I think I do maybe remember him from Pirates of the Caribbean, but is that it could equally be
I have
someone
not
else.
ever seen the 4th one. So
It's terrible. But at the time, I really I love mermaids, so I was just like, oh my god, there's mermaids in it, I'm gonna watch it.
He appears to have been in a movie about Manchester United.
Oh, I know nothing about football.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Manchester United in the 50s, other than they were in a plane crash, and that's what that's about.
Oh my god.
But he was in the movie called United, and so, I don't know.
Well,
The last thing he did, he's in a couple episodes of Peaky Blinders.
not familiar.
Yeah, it's a TV show. I don't know, he's not really in anything.
Huh. He's just somewhere eating sugar cubes.
Yeah, just being weird and kind of talking with the like side of his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. But, okay, he was actually kind of a prominent character in Pirates of the Caribbean, but...
Was he? I've legitimately never seen that. I'm going to have to go watch it.
I don't think you have to. It's
because this is 2 episodes in a row that this movie has come up, and I have not been able to comment
really?
on it.
How has it come up 2 times?
Isaac and I had a long conversation about like the Disney parks on our last episode, and so that sort of came up as like the movie based on a ride.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't even think about that. Wait, have you not watched any of them, or only the
No,
first
I've watched the first 3.
Yeah,
the ones with Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, the third one. I think actually, I would say that this is a completely different tangent, but I feel like the 4th one is almost better than the 3rd one because the 3rd one is so crap.
Really? The 3rd one's my favorite, actually.
What? How?
Yeah, no, that's legitimately. I think the 3rd one's my favorite.
Oh my god!
Are you sure you're talking about the right movie? That one was so good.
The one with the freaking. What is it called? Underwater tornado? What's that called? Why can't I not think of the word?
The whirlpool?
Yeah. What? I didn't think that... I thought that was the worst one.
I think that's my favorite one, to tell you the truth.
Oh my god. I think the second one is my favorite.
The second one out of the 3 I've seen is my least favorite.
Oh, wow. We have very differing opinions on this. So you might...
But either way, I've never heard anybody
say
say anything good about the last 2.
Oh, the last one I've not even thought about watching.
I haven't either, but I know plenty of people that have seen both 4 and 5, and nobody's ever said anything good about it.
Yeah, no, they're not great either way.
That, though, to be fair, I feel kind of like that about the 4th of these movies, or the 3rd one. I can't remember which.
Of Hunger Games?
Yeah, there's one of them that I just don't, like, it didn't need to be, and I get it was, like, in vogue at the time, but I don't think it needed to be 2 movies.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's the part 1 that's...
It usually is.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, Deathly Hallows Part 1 does not have a great reputation.
No, okay, well, I guess I'm biased, but, like, I kind of love Deathly Hallows Part 1 for some reason.
I don't really have any problem with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the kind of problems everybody else has with it. I have problems with it as, like, a movie.
Yeah.
Especially, like, you're allowed to light a scene correctly. Like, you're allowed to have light.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you don't have these in the UK or you know, Norway or wherever other places that you've been.
Yeah.
But we have hurricanes here. And there's one that's currently like sort of attacking the coast right now as we speak, which is probably over by this point since this is a week and a day from now that this will come out. But as I'm recording this, Hurricane Dorian's kind of messing up the east coast of the U.S. right now. And like when a hurricane is near you, it looks like a late series Harry Potter movie outside at all times. Like that scene where Harry runs out of the burrow.
Yeah.
And like everything happens and it's all dark and when he's going to leave or when he does leave in the first Deathly Hallows Part 1, like that's what it looks like 24 hours a day when there's a hurricane going on.
I kind of agree with you there. I haven't even thought about that, but I can't lie, that is very true.
So that's my main issue with the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
But that's even worse in Half-Blood Prince, though. This is, I guess, not the part to be talking about.
I have a lot of problems with Half-Blood Prince. I have a whole laundry list of problems with Half-Blood Prince. Don't get me wrong about that.
but that one is just like they took the saturation and they put it down to like 2, like minus.
Yeah. Shadows all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Blacks all the way down. Saturation 2.
Yeah.
But no, at least Deathly Hallows Part 1 stuck to the story a little bit. Half-Blood Prince, they were like, book? What's a book? We don't have books. Nobody uses books anymore. Oh, there's source material for this? Darn.
I wonder what J.K. Rowling thinks about that one.
I don't know. We talked about it when we did the show.
Yeah.
We did them for the show. I think actually we did Deathly Hallows with Sophie.
Oh.
I believe we did 4 and 5 with Sophie. Because for some reason we decided to do 2 per episode, which is a bad move, and we need to recover the Harry Potter movies again.
Hello, I'm available.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Now that we know you.
Yes.
100%. Yeah, that's in the future. Don't worry.
Perfect.
You'll be called. You'll be asked first preference for which Harry Potter movie you'd like to cover of the appropriate 8.
Guys, I'm gonna be back on the podcast. Hello.
But yeah, so I think what we talked about was like that Deathly Hallows makes sense. Not Deathly Hallows. That Half-Blood Prince makes sense as a sequel to like the movies that it's been in behind. It makes sense as a sequel to Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix, but it doesn't make sense as like an adaptation of the book.
I can agree with that.
And then they kind of pulled it back together for 7 and 8.
Yeah. I want to know how involved the author was with Hunger Games. Like,
I have no clue.
I know nothing about the author.
Yeah, she doesn't like, as far as I know, she's not very commentative on any, like, I think she just kind of wrote the books and was like, cool, I wrote the books. I'm not saying she's not involved in the movies, but she's not like active about her community the way that J.K. Rowling is.
Yeah, I find that
which is I think a good thing generally.
Yeah, at least now in the later years. I've literally got no idea about Suzanne Collins.
I don't know. She's written other things, like even recently.
Oh.
I don't think they've come to the same sort of success that the Hunger Games books did.
No, probably not.
But maybe. Hang on. I feel like I looked this up last time and probably found about nothing out.
Year of the Jungle is the latest thing, 2013.
Yeah, it looks like 2013. Oh yeah, she's writing a new Hunger Games book.
What?
Yeah, there's like another. I don't think it's going to be part of. I don't know if it's a prequel. I think it's a prequel, but like I don't think it has anything to do with Katniss.
Oh, I'm hearing Fantastic Beasts vibes. I'm scared.
But yeah, it comes out next year. And we did find out last time that she wrote the Underland Chronicles before the Hunger Games, which never made it anywhere.
Oh
man, this woman released a book a year for from 2003 to 2010.
A book what?
A book a year, because she did a 5-book series and then the Hunger Games.
She has not had a break. And
probably so 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10.
That's probably why she took a break after.
Then she wrote Year of the Jungle in 2013. I don't know what that is.
Neither. Me neither.
Year of the Jungle.
It looks like a children's book.
Yeah, it does.
So now we're getting another Hunger Games. That's undoubtedly going to be made a movie then.
Of course, yeah.
I feel like that's like part of her book deal now.
Oh, it's got to be. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. May 19th, 2020. That's soon.
Yeah, that's not that far.
How have I not heard? Like, I feel like there should be more talk about it.
Yeah, I believe it's. I believe I was informed that the book was coming out after we made the last episode.
Oh.
Hunger Games prequel novel coming in 2020. So it's going to take place 10 years after the original war, it looks like.
Original one.
So 64 years before the Hunger Games.
So is that like near the beginning when the Hunger Games started?
I believe so, yeah. After the...
Ooh, that could be interesting, though, seeing like how the Hunger Games got started. That would be an interesting...
With this book, I wanted to explore the state of nature, who we are, and what we perceive to be our survival. The Reconstruction period 10 years after the war, commonly referred to as the Dark Days, as the country of Panem struggled back to its feet. So yeah, it looks like just after the war, so like it would be like the 10th Hunger Games that we're going to get a look at.
Oh, I'm excited to see that, actually.
So it's far enough back that none of the characters that we know would probably be involved.
Mm-hmm, hopefully. Unless they do a Fantastic Beast and somehow get McGonagall in there, like they did with her.
That somehow Haymitch is actually just like 85 years old.
Yeah.
But we will see. Yeah, you can pre-order it at Target. It doesn't even have a name yet. But you can pre-order it on Target.com. Untitled Panem novel.
Untitled Panem novel. That should be the name. Just final name. Untitled Panem novel. Coming to you.
Nailed it.
Coming to you May 20th, 19th.
But yeah, so it seems like when Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them came out as a movie, that Suzanne Collins was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, literally, she was like, wait, I can do this as well.
I could do this too, Joanne.
She's like, fight me.
It's currently listed as recommended for juvenile fiction, which is not the same thing as young adult,
Yeah.
which is what you're looking for, because it says age range 4 to 8 years.
That must be a mistake.
That's gotta be.
Just like people killing each other. Oh yeah, here's a illustrated Hunger Games for kids.
20 pages long and about a foot wide. Plenty of pictures.
Just awful. A kid is traumatized for life.
Do you want me to read Goodnight Moon? No, Daddy, I want Untitled Pan Am novel.
All death. It's just red splotches on each page.
Jesus Christ.
Oof, that got dark.
'Twas the 10th annual Hunger Games and all through the country.
Oh no.
It rhymes.
This is terrible.
Yeah, parents, let your 4-year-olds read the Hunger Games.
I mean, she did come out with a children's book before that, and then you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, she did come out with Year of the Jungle,
Yeah.
a children's book. That makes me kind of terrified as to what Year of the Jungle's about, to tell you the truth.
That's such a jump from what she's been writing. Like, she's writing just about kids killing each other, and then she goes, oh, I'm gonna write a children's book.
It appears that you can't get Year of the Jungle on Target, so I'm going to have to go elsewhere to find out a synopsis. Year of the Jungle. New York Times bestselling author Suzanne Collins has created a deeply moving autobiographical picture book about a father who must go off to war in Vietnam.
What?
What?
War?
Suzanne, are you good over there?
Yeah, is she okay? What?
In this picture book, Collins sensitively examines the impact of the war on the very young, using her own family history as a template. Susie is the youngest of 4 children. She is struggling to understand the changes in her family. My dad has to go to something called a war. It's in a place called Vietnam. Where is Vietnam? He will be gone a year. How long is a year? I don't know what anybody's talking about. That's just...
What?
Oh my God.
How is a kid gonna be, like, relaxed listening to that? Also,
When Susie learns that her father is in the jungle, she imagines something akin to the setting of her favorite cartoon, George of the Jungle. As the months were on the... God, it's just... She gets postcards from the dad saying to pray for him in the war?
she
Good
knew
Lord.
only about war and can only write about war.
Somebody needs to go check. I mean, I'm sure it's won, like, there's a whole laundry list of awards that it's won.
Yeah. Really?
But somebody needs to go check on Suzanne Collins and make sure that she's all good.
Yeah. No, she's sat up right now researching war.
War. Terrible war.
I can't.
That is the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that quote connected in my mind without even realizing it. Whoops, I don't know. Suzanne Collins, if you're listening, which you're probably not because you're busy writing Untitled Pan Am novel.
Yes.
Suzanne, if you're listening, are you good?
Are you okay?
Just like at me on Twitter and let me know you good. This is 2019. We check on our friends, and we're not friends, but I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I'm so shocked that even her children's book is about war.
Yeah, it's about Agent Orange in Vietnam. Jesus Christ. I mean, I get it. Like, I get not, and I'd have to find out, like, what age range this is for, because it does look like a picture book that you would read to an infant. But I have no idea. It might be slightly more advanced than that. I'm not sure, but just, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
When they make a movie out of that, we'll cover it.
Yes, I'll be here for that.
Seeing as they can definitely do that. They've gotten 3 movies now out of Jumanji, which was a picture book for kids.
Oh, I have not watched that.
Oh, I loved the first one when I was a kid, the one with Robin Williams that came out like a long time ago. And I firmly expected the new one, Welcome to the Jungle, that came out in 2017. I firmly expected it to just be a complete dumpster fire. And it just it was hysterical.
Oh, really?
Like, I could not believe how thoughtful and how well done that movie was.
Huh.
So I would highly recommend watching Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. It's a laugh. Especially if you've ever played a video game in your entire life.
Yeah, it does look like a video game poster.
It's based on, like, the mechanic of it is based on, like, 80s and 90s, like, video games.
Oh, really? That's a cool idea.
It's very interesting. It's very neat. But this is not a movie that we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about The Hunger Games 2. Catching Fire and the horrifying works of children's fiction that Suzanne Collins has decided to make.
No, I was here to talk about Untitled Pan Am novel. I don't know.
Yeah, check out your local Target for Untitled Pan Am novel. It's $27, which is aggressive.
What? $27? Has she not made her money? Is she? I don't know.
Well, I tend to think that's not going to be the actual price for it. I think that they're probably just holding the website thing. And also Target's probably hoping that somebody will pre-order it for $27.
Yeah.
Although hardback books in the US are not cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't bought a book in a while.
I haven't either. Most of the time I get paperbacks after they've been out a while, or I buy them on Audible for $14.99.
Yeah. #spawn, #ad, ?
Yeah, actually, yeah. You can go to audibletrial.com/eggs and get a free month of Audible on us.
Is that actually... Wait.
That is actually a thing, yeah. That was our first ever brand deal, and it just sort of sits out there at this point.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
People do it. We get checks from them every now and then.
Love that.
Heck yeah, man.
It's fun.
I'm a big Audible fan.
Same.
That's how I listen to most of my books. Well, it's how I listen to all of the books that I listen to. It's how I take in most of my books.
Yeah.
I just finished The Handmaid's Tale.
I've been meaning to watch that show.
I have not. I watched about 5 minutes of the show before I turned it off in anger.
Oh, really?
It's just I'm just going to have to accept the fact that it's almost nothing like the book.
Oh, yeah.
Or it might be a lot like the book, but there's they literally started the show with a scene that specifically doesn't happen in the book.
That's kind of, yeah. That's...
And it's not even oh, they're just making stuff. It's it was a scene that was purposefully omitted from the book. So I don't know. It just frustrated me immediately.
I can see that.
But it was a pretty good book. I seem to be the only human being that's actually read it.
Yeah, I haven't heard
because I keep
about
talking
someone reading.
I keep talking to people and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've watched the show," and I'm like, "Yeah, there's a book." Everyone's like, "Yeah, I read that in I had to read it in high school literature," and I was like, "Well, okay."
Oh, is that? Wow.
Yeah, I did not read that. I don't know what this is. Hold on, I'm gonna shoot you a link real quick, and I need you to go on this journey with me.
I'm scared
because I don't know what this book is. Or why it's this much money.
Have you just found a random book for way too much money?
No, it's to do with the Hunger Games.
Oh, Tim Palin. Oh my god, that book that's so hard to read. Photography from the Hunger Games. What?
Just click on the link, dog.
Okay, yeah. Well, I am on it. It's just
did it not just...
Oh, what?
Yeah, it should have a big thing next to it that tells you the title.
Oh, Photographs from the Hunger Games Ultimate Edition.
$895.
What? Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. $895.
It's just their posters. How is it that expensive? It's just someone's pictures from the promo.
Yeah, $895.
What?
I don't know. Man, if I can start making $895 in a book of my photographs, that would be rad.
Yeah. It looks very extra.
33 exclusive portraits from Mockingjay Part 2, the final film of the Hunger Games.
Well, first of all, they're not exclusive. That one where she's sitting in the chair, that's a promo picture. I've seen all these pictures.
I've seen most of these pictures before.
Where is the exclusivity?
Now, granted, the picture where Katniss is dressed in all red and sitting in the white chair is a pretty legendary shot.
Yeah. They're good pictures, but I'm also
a good one. This dude is clearly a good promo photographer for a TV show. But it is $895 for this book of photographs. Although I would love to touch the outside of this book and know what it feels like, because it looks like it's fuzzy, and I do love a good fuzzy book. Big fan of that.
Yeah, it looks very cool, but I don't know where or who could justify that.
Yeah, I would say probably $50.
Yeah.
Although this website seems to be, I don't know what this website is, but it seems to be ridiculous. Because they sell, if you look down at the bottom, I don't know if you have the same ads, but they sell a book stand for what it looks like keeping a book on for it's 2 pieces of clear plastic, and it's $100.
Oh my god, I see that. Wow.
To keep a book sitting on.
Open.
Open, so you can get dust all over your book to display your fancy $900 book.
Yeah. So you buy a $900 book, and then you buy a $95.
Then you gotta buy and you got about a $95 stand for
piece of plastic
for your book. This is like when they announced the new Apple monitors, the computer monitors, and they were $5,000, and everybody was like, "What?" And then they found out that the stand part of them cost $1,000 by itself.
I did not know that was something. that was.
Yeah, so you can buy it without the stand for $4,000. But and there's if you look at the research before you just like freak out. I'm not saying you're gonna freak out, but you, the random person listening to that, if you do the research before you freak out, there's like good reasons behind everything, and like it's a $4,000 computer monitor. It's not for everybody.
Yeah,
but it's like you just read the immediate shock factor of like it's got $1,000 stand.
Yeah, true. But this book stand is not justified.
No, but it's like it's the same thing. It's like you gotta buy $100 stand for your $900 book.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you can justify that for the book.
That's very clearly what they're going for here is they're selling $895 books and then $95 book stands. So the total ends up being like $990.
Yeah.
So you're not quite spending $1,000 for this book.
True.
I don't know. There's a video here teaching you how to put the stand together and put a book on it.
That seems like it should be the easiest thing to ever.
Yeah, it's 2 pieces of plastic, and then you, man, boy howdy, if you don't know how to open a book, but you're buying a $900 book, boy freaking howdy, do I have something.
I mean, if you have that money, you might have had people open all your books for you, so.
Also, it looks like this book comes in a box, and then that box comes in a bag.
Yeah, you get a pretty bag that has the title of the website on it.
That happened when I bought, the last set of sheets I bought for my bed were from a company called Brooklinen. This is not an ad, 100% not an ad. We do not have a referral code from Brooklinen. Oh. They are great sheets, though. But they came inside a box, and inside that box was like a fancy tote bag that had Brooklinen written on it in a bunch of different newspaper fonts.
Random.
And I don't know where that tote bag is, because I have not ever used it, but it did come in a tote bag.
I feel like that's actually kind of some smart marketing, because like a tote bag is cheap to use, and then people just include them everywhere where people will reuse them.
Definitely get the buzz marketing behind that. But it was a nice little touch. It's like you open the box and there's something else to do inside. You're like, ooh, it's a mystery. What do my sheets feel like? But yeah, we do not have. I cannot stress to you enough. There is no sponsored code with Brooklinen, but if I can get one. Maybe I'll get one before this episode airs, and there'll be a link right here.
Wow, right.
And if you heard a link, great, go use it. And if you didn't, don't use it. Don't buy things from Brooklinen. Or do. I don't know.
Yeah, questionable marketing.
Although, I did just think about this. I am going to edit this episode in the next 2 hours, so...
Right, yeah.
Probably won't have a code by then.
Oh, I have a cat here. She's making noise.
Oh, no. Or not no. What is it, your cat? You have a cat?
No, I don't have a cat. I'm living with a friend at the moment.
Gotcha. That's her cat. Their cat.
Yeah. So she's just hanging out and meowing.
What's the cat's name?
Sasha.
Sasha. That's a great cat name.
It's a really good name. Ragdoll Sasha on Instagram. #promo.
Hold on. What was that?
Ragdoll Sasha.
Ragdoll Sasha.
Oh my god. Are you looking it up?
Oh, of course I'm looking it up. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't I?
It's a super cute cat, but she's a diva, like any cat, basically.
Is it this black and white cat?
Yeah, this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, your phone is broke as hell, dog.
Oh, fully. I dropped it down the escalator down in the underground. All the way down. Oof. I just looked at it go, but it was already broken at that point, but it didn't really help. Because there was no way of getting it, so I just watched my phone roll down an escalator. It was not a fun time.
This is a great cat. This cat has more Instagram followers than I do. I just want to be very clear about that.
It is a very cute cat.
It's a very cool cat. Follow Ragdoll Sasha on Instagram.
Yes. That's going to be so funny. Shout out for her.
Shout out for the cat that is living in the same house as you.
Literally.
That cat shout out will be immortalized forever on this podcast. So let's talk about some other characters, because we got an introduction to a bunch of new people in this movie.
Oh, yes.
And some of them barely existed at all. Like, we had a new crop of careers that I don't think said a single word at any point.
Oh, yeah, I can't even remember them, basically.
So there was Gloss and Kashmir, who were the new District 1 people, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure which one of those is the guy and which one's the girl, to tell you the truth.
I couldn't.
And then there was.
I can't literally. I'm looking up the tributes now. I can cap a face to them. Like, I wouldn't know.
The only reason I know one of them is he plays in this ridiculous TV show called Blue Mountain State, which is about college football here in America, and it's like satire and comedy to the max, and he plays the most ridiculous character, and he plays Gloss.
Okay.
He's hang on.
He's the bald guy?
No.
Oh.
He's
the other guy.
Pretty boy.
I get you. With the girl who's blonde.
Yeah, it's cool. I remember Glossy Cashmere. They had names, and I don't remember what the ones from 2 were.
No, I don't either.
I'm sure I could figure it out from this list of people, though.
Why can I not think of any of the names today? But the girl from the Wooden District.
Oh, Joanna.
Joanna Mason.
Joanna Mason is a queen.
She is everything. I love her.
She was so great. I'm so sad that she died.
She died?
No, she didn't die. Never mind. She got kidnapped.
Yeah.
That was it. She
I
got
was like,
taken by
I had a moment. I was just like, she died.
No, she did not die.
And then we have BT and
yeah, they were the people from 3.
Yeah.
That did the thing with the wire.
TikTok.
Yep. That was really sad when she got stabbed.
Yeah, her character was just that.
Although they definitely led with it too much from a cinematography standpoint, because they kept like just randomly pointing the camera at her for a few minutes.
Yeah.
While everybody else is talking, and it was like, and she's over here, and then we're gonna go back to talking. And she's over here, and then we're gonna go back to talking, and then she's over here.
Yeah, she's still doing the same thing.
So yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, we got a lot of different people, but I do love Joanna, and I guess I like Finnick well enough.
Yeah, well, I feel like the epitome of a boy.
I mean, fair. Okay.
He's just like, he bugs me a lot, but yeah. He's like, when he saves Peter, I'm like, okay, well, you're cool. We're fine with you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he and Joanna were in on the plan the whole time, which was the thing that, like, was the big reveal there.
I was so shook. Like, at the ending, I was like, oh my god, everything is unraveling, what's happening?
Right, and it's like, if they had just told Katniss, things would have gone a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I'm just annoyed with the way movies work of like, let's not tell the main character anything, and that is going to be interesting, but then you think about it after and you're like, wait, does this really make sense though? Like, there's a lot of that.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, that's movies for you. Like, you have to have dramatic tension somewhere. Like, you have to have a problem.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't solve a problem, and it would just be like, oh, Katniss knows the whole time, she's just going to cooperate, and the freaking 6 people there that are there to help her are going to take care of all this.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works, because Katniss can't know, because, it would have been too risky to tell you with snow hanging around. Mm-hmm. I'm Woody Harrelson. I talk like a cowboy for some reason. Nobody else in my district talks like this, just me. Everybody else talks completely normal.
I haven't even thought about that.
Well, so you can't pull the Woody Harrelson out of Woody Harrelson. No. It's like, you want that guy to play that character, and he did a great job with it, but it's like, he's got to have the voice. It doesn't go anywhere. No, I love Joanna. Her entrance where she's just like, oh, well, I'm going to walk in here and just take all my clothes off in the elevator.
Yes.
I was like,
so
man. In 2013, this probably came across weird, but in 2019, that's a mood, girl.
Yeah.
Like,
also,
live your life.
Just a random, like, thought, like, the scene when they're having their interviews is so good in this film. This is not really to do with characters, but,
no, for sure.
So good.
Yeah, that was a scene I could have used more of.
Definitely.
If they had just kept doing that. It's just like, oh, well, we're the careers and we just want to, win stuff. And then she's like, the government.
Yeah, fully.
And it's great. She's standing there in the arena and she's just like, you can't put us all in here.
Yeah. Also, just general appreciation for Effie Trinket in all of these movies.
Oh, yeah, of course. The true MVP. I mean,
yeah.
The only person that, like, and I guess it took her a while, but, like, the only person that truly cares about the tributes.
I want to be as extra as Effie Trinket.
Oh, same. Also, R.I.P. Cinna. He did not deserve what he got.
No.
That was brutal.
Heartbreak. I actually got chills for just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's like, that was just a brutal scene. They're like bashing Lenny Kravitz's head against the window. I'm like, oh, God.
Very effective.
Definitely much more effective, just everything about this movie.
Yeah.
I think. In terms of the execution of all these different parts, a much better executed movie.
Yeah. I need to rewatch this now, like, genuinely. Like, I feel like it's been too long.
I know, and the problem was, I was watching it yesterday, I was like, I gotta watch another of these Hunger Games movies, and then it finished, and I was like, can I just watch the next one?
Yeah.
Hey, can I just watch the next one now? Thank you.
All of the Hunger Games episodes.
All of the Hunger Games movies.
Yes.
All 4 of them. Again, why did that need to be a thing for every movie series for a while?
Yeah, and then...
Because this did it, and Harry Potter did it, and Twilight did it, and they tried to do it with the Divergent movies. I've already hated those.
Oh, I have not watched a single one of those, and I'm completely fine with that.
I liked them. I think I was the only person that liked them.
I have had some friends who like them, but I've just not been. I just can't be bothered. There was just something. I'm just like, no, I'll pass. But
yeah, there was supposed to be a 4th one, and then everybody hated the 3rd one, and they were like,
they just cut it.
Yeah, they just cut it.
Oh my god, that's what I'm scared is going to happen with Fantastic Beasts.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Fantastic Beasts. Unless this third one really gets itself together.
Oh, do you think there's going to be a third one, though? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think they've committed to it. They're going to make it.
Yeah, well, at least we'll have that.
I don't know when it's going to come out. They keep pushing it back, right? It got pushed out back again, right?
Really? Oh.
Didn't it?
It was at
Maybe
least...
it didn't.
Well, yeah, it was paused, I think.
I don't know. We've got November 12th, 2021 now. So it looks like they announced that in April. They're beginning they haven't even started on it, so maybe it won't happen. They're beginning production spring of 2020. Oof, that's rough, man.
Well, we shall see, I guess.
I mean, that's a full 3 years between movies.
Well, they needed to fix it. They needed, there was a lot to fix.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, I get where they're coming from when they're like, well, it turns out making one of these every single year is harder when you don't have a book.
Yeah, I secretly hope that J.K. Rowling just, writes a book and then she hands it over to someone and then they make it a movie, because that would be
right, instead of her trying to write the screenplay herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they're different skills.
Yeah, almost like it. It's almost like you should have written a couple before, trying to make a really big one that everyone has a lot of expectations for.
Right, it's almost like they didn't hire you to screenwrite the Harry Potter movies for a reason.
The passive aggressiveness. J.K. Rowling is back on Twitter just from that comment. She's like...
I mean, did she get off Twitter?
Yeah, she left Twitter in April.
Has it really been since April?
I think so. Maybe...
Probably since they announced that the Fantastic Beasts movie was getting pushed back again.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I can't take this, bye.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
wow.
She's not been on Twitter.
Huh, the more you know. Dang.
She didn't like it. She was just like, bye.
I mean, she is her own worst enemy on Twitter is the problem.
Yeah.
Obviously she wrote probably my favorite book series of all times, but then she is her own problem. It's nobody is asking her anything about these movies is the thing.
Yeah.
Especially not after the beginning, because everybody realized that they don't want answers.
True. Oh, I was just gonna look at Suzanne Collins. Wait.
Look at her up on Twitter. What is she like?
Yeah. Wait, is this the right one? I don't think this is the right one. There's a verified.
Yeah, this is not. I've got a real Suzanne C account, which is not. It cannot be.
She's not on Twitter, I don't think, because she would be verified.
I don't think she is on Twitter, but this is a great account.
Yeah.
This account has been inactive since 2013. But basically the gist of it is that this person pretty much went every day for a little while and was just like, hi, I'm Suzanne Collins and I wrote The Hunger Games.
Oh my god.
June 26th, 2013. An open letter to whom it may concern. I wrote The Hunger Games.
Oh.
Also June 26th, 2013. I would stop bragging about The Hunger Games, but I didn't write The Humble Games. I wrote The Hunger Games.
Oh my god. Well...
June 23rd, 2013. I just watched The Aviator. It was good. It was good for something I didn't write, as opposed to say The Hunger Games.
Why did this Twitter not continue? I wish.
I don't know.
Still...
I need it back.
Yeah.
I spend lots of time alone. Heavy is the head that wrote The Hunger Games.
This is this should be J.K. Rowling though. This is basically J.K. Rowling on Twitter.
I wrote The Hunger Games. Kanye West is my only peer.
I love this. What's her at?
This is at real_Suzanne_C. Suzanne with a Z. Why do bad things happen to good people who wrote The Hunger Games?
Well, real.
Quote, I wrote The Hunger Games, attributed to Suzanne Collins, author of The Hunger Games.
This is the best thing.
What a great morning to have written The Hunger Games. This is so amazing. What is Kickstarter and can it help me move out of Stephenie Meyer's boathouse? Stephenie Meyer being the author of Twilight.
I love this. This is actually... One tweet was just, I wrote The Hunger Games, period. That's it. The first tweet is, I wrote The Hunger Games. Why don't I have more followers?
Am I doing this right? I was previously too busy to join Twitter as I was writing The Hunger Games.
Yes.
This account was active for 5 days.
Okay, but when Untitled Panem novel comes out, please come back. Real_Suzanne_C.
Yeah, this account was active for 5 of the greatest days known to the internet.
Yeah, they need to come back.
This is amazing. Yeah, so it appears that Suzanne Collins is not on Twitter.
No, probably for the better.
What is this one?
There is also Suzanne Collins, who's an actor.
There is also an official Hunger Games Twitter that still tweets things.
Oh, really?
Every now and then. It's like, happy birthday, Jennifer Lawrence, have fun going back to school, kids.
Oh.
Stuff like that. This is mostly just GIFs from the Hunger Games. Anyway, this this Twitter account's ready to go for when Untitled Panem novel comes out.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
This is just a picture of Woody Harrelson drawing something.
Is this the Hunger Games Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
So let's talk about my least favorite character in the series for a minute, President Snow.
Oh, is that not your favorite character?
No. So I have a really hard time buying Donald Sutherland as President Snow.
Oh,
he
wait,
looks like
you
Santa
hate him
Claus.
as, like, acting-wise.
No, I mean, he's one of my favorite actors of all time, but I don't buy him in this part. He looks like Santa Claus.
Okay, I can see
I
that.
don't think he's menacing at all. Like,
I disagree.
He's supposed to be this scary guy. I just don't see him as scary.
I think it's scary how, like, nice he looks by the way he acts.
Because he looks like Santa Claus.
Yeah, and I think that's scarier. Like, when he has, like, those stares, like, I don't know, when he just stares at, I don't know, I think he's scary. But I can see why you wouldn't as well.
So the Hunger Games official Twitter is following 188 accounts, and it appears to be completely and totally random.
Oh.
Like, with the exception of, like, they follow, I don't know, like, random people. Like, there's some actors and stuff. They follow Lorde. They follow Conan O'Brien. They follow Gwendolyn Christie. A bunch of actors that have absolutely nothing to do with the Hunger Games.
Sometimes they do.
And then just, like, random people.
True. There's just a bunch of private accounts and, like, random Twitters.
Right, like they're following at J_Nathan12.
Shout out.
Who is just some random guy who his bio literally just says it's Jonathan, and he has 960
How did
followers.
they find these people?
I have no idea.
I assume it's like a follow back feature.
Probably.
Immediately when they like made the Twitter.
Yeah, but 1.1 million people follow this account, and it's following 188 random souls.
Yeah, weird.
That's bonkers. I'm gonna pick random people from the Hunger Games that the Hunger Games follows and just start mailing them things.
Yeah. Just send
like, hey, what's up? Saw we had a mutual interest in the Hunger Games. Figured I would make your acquaintance. At J_Nathan12.
No, you just like message them and say, did you know that Hunger Games follows you?
Did you know that the Hunger Games follows you?
The official Hunger Games. And they were like, I don't care about the Hunger Games. You're like, what? Oh my god, okay, I'm just looking at pictures.
They follow Taylor Swift, which makes sense because she did a song for it, I guess. They follow the Arcade Fire. They follow 17 magazine.
Well, I mean, when was the first Hunger Games?
They follow a President Snow fan account.
Maybe they did like a follow for follow. They did. I mean, the Hunger Games wasn't that popular at the time. They were just like, oh, guys, we'll do a follow for follow.
I don't know, dude. It made, the first movie made $700 million.
Yeah.
They follow Subway, like the restaurant.
Right. Was there a Subway Hunger Games?
They follow some
company?
random French person named Francesca. I don't know why I'm stuck on this. I don't feel like I have anything else to talk about, and this is so... Oh, they follow Lenny Kravitz, finally, an actor that was actually in the series.
Yeah.
There you go. They follow a lot of Hunger Games fan accounts, it looks like. Well, not a lot. They follow some Hunger Games fan accounts.
But wait, which Hunger... Because there are several. Sorry.
So I'm at the Hunger Games, like the movie Twitter.
Okay, there's also the Hunger Games UK. Why is that a thing?
They do that a lot.
And they follow 966 people, and all of them are also random. That's 900 random people.
Yeah, the bio says the official Twitter for the hashtag Hunger Games franchise, arrow emoji, the fire will burn forever. Location Panem, joined December 2010.
Oh.
And then there's a bit.ly link to lionsgate.com/franchises/the Hunger Games, which is a page that does not load.
The fire won't burn forever.
The fire will not burn forever, apparently.
No.
Not on lionsgate.com. I'm gonna pick, what is a random tweet from this? They tweet all the time, man. I'm not all the time, but like every couple days.
I mean, who is sitting there in an office in Lionsgate and being like, okay, so what do we come up today for the Hunger Games?
I mean, I don't know if you know much about Lionsgate as a company, but that is absolutely the biggest thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
Like, that was most of their revenue for a long time.
What films have they done recently?
That's what I'm looking for.
I have a creaky chair.
So their top 3 highest grossing films of all times were The Hunger Games Catching Fire, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, and The Hunger Games, closely followed by The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2, closely followed by The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, and then followed by The Day After Tomorrow, released in 2004, La La Land, released in 2016, and Divergent, released in 2014. So them are the reason that every movie, turns out, them are the reason every movie has to have a second part. It's all Lionsgate.
Oh, that is tea.
Because apparently they made Twilight and The Hunger Games and Divergent
Wow. Well, I mean, if that's their biggest revenue, I mean, they kind of needed it.
They made John Wick 3 Parabellum. This is the most recent movie they've made.
What?
People love those John Wick movies.
I'm not familiar again. I'm bad at movies.
Let's see. What do they got coming up?
Yeah.
Strange But True. I don't know what that is. Rambo Last Blood. I do know what that is. Yeah, nothing else. I don't know. They're just waiting for Untitled Pan Am novel.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
They're
sitting
ready for
around
it.
waiting for Untitled Pan Am novel, the movie.
To make
based
it
on
two
the
parts. They're like
based on the
sitting
hit
at it.
children's book. They're going to take all 12 pages of Untitled Pan Am novel and make it into 3 movies.
Yeah, 3. No, it's a 5-part series. Just wait for it.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Part 5, coming to you probably never.
Oh my god. Entitled Pan Am Novel 6, coming to you.
Yeah.
2030.
In a plot twist, Untitled Pan Am novel replacing third Fantastic Beasts movie. We're just going to tie it to that franchise instead.
Oh, that's an idea. Hunger Games, but with wizards. Someone's
There's
probably already thought of that.
Shoot, there's a series I read that is basically like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like wizards and dragon trainers, but they sort of murder each other as kids. It's like it was like one of those book series
each other as kids.
Oh my god, I can't. I'd have to find I have a hardback copy of the first one somewhere, and I have to find it. But it's like sort of like, you know, the Maze Runner books.
I am familiar of them. I have not read them.
I haven't read them either, but you know, like the idea that just like it's a bunch of kids that just showed up in this maze. Or whatever. Yeah, it's that kind of thing, except it's kids that can do magic and train dragons and stuff.
Oh,
so it's like somebody stuck the Hunger Games, the Maze Runner, Harry Potter, and Aragon, and just put them in a blender and came out with some series.
Huh.
And I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. It was like the Dragon Air or something like that.
Oh, that's a cool idea, though.
Wow, that is exactly what it is.
Oh, you just didn't know
I
that
just
you
pulled that out
remembered
of nowhere.
Yeah, I love that when you don't know that you remember something and you just like guess it.
The Air Chronicles. Yeah, the first one I read was The Warrior Air, which was released in 2006.
I did see that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2013, and 2014.
Is it popular?
No, I don't think so. I think that I think it was on display at Barnes & Noble for like $8, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool.
You just found something like hidden.
Yeah, wow, The Dragon Air. I can't believe I pulled that name out of nowhere. As soon as I saw the cover, I was like, yep, I own this book.
Yes, Dragon Air.
The Dragon Air. It was originally a trilogy, it looks like, and now it is a quintology?
What?
I don't know what it's called when you have 5 books.
Maybe. I mean, that's a better guess than I would have.
So these books are unpopular enough that they do not have individual Wikipedia pages.
Oh, it's just like one with all of them.
Yeah.
Now I'm tempted to read that.
Yeah, I don't remember it being good.
Oh, okay.
I think it was because like my parents would always, for Christmas, they would get me like a random book, and I would open it on Christmas Eve and sort of like read it. And I think I read the first one in that entire night and was just like, yeah, this is okay.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. Now I'm remembering. This is back in 2000 something.
When did it come out?
It came out in 2006. I don't know what year it was that I got it, because I got both the one I got the one that came out in 2008, so it had to be 2008.
Yeah.
In which I was like a sophomore in high school.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just consuming any kind of fiction books I could find that weren't the ones set to me by my teachers.
Yeah.
Well, let's start wrapping this piece up then.
Okay.
Give me some final thoughts on The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. What did you love about this movie? What's your favorite part? What's your least favorite part? How did it make you feel? You know, what do you feel about the series?
I feel like I really like this one. And I don't know. I feel like this one had like a good actual Hunger Games, and I think it's one of the best ones in the series.
I would agree with that. I think this is my favorite movie in the series. I seem to remember it being, I seem to remember liking the second book less than the first book, but liking the second movie better than the first movie. But again, I cannot stress how much I have not read the book since 2010.
Yeah, I don't remember when I read them, but I don't know.
It's been a grip. Like, it has been a minute.
Did we do,
so I don't know.
Wait, do you not do the 1 or 0 rating?
Oh, did we forget to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah, okay.
Oh my
Definitely.
God.
Yeah, we still do that. I don't know. I'm still thrown off because I don't have Tyler. So it's just like, what parts do I still do? What parts do I not do? Like, I don't know. I'm just sort of freewheeling here for the past few weeks, and I'm slightly losing my mind a little bit.
No.
But, listener, this should be the last week that Tyler is not back.
He's coming back.
So you will likely hear me and Tyler talk about Hunt for the Wilder People next week.
Cool.
Unless you're listening to this in chronology, in which case Tyler had a kid in 2008 or 2019, in August 2019, and he had to take some time off from the show. So if you're listening to this in 2045, like, howdy.
Hello.
This is Vegard. He probably still makes YouTube videos.
Oh, I hope so. Wait, when was this? What year?
2045?
I hope I'm maybe not. Well, maybe. How old am I then? 46? 45, 46? Yeah.
What year were you born?
1999.
Jesus Lord.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'd be 2045. I'd be 53.
Oh.
52.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if I'm still making podcasts by then. That will remain to be seen.
Yeah. Same. Would be interesting to see, though. That's a whole nother thing. Is YouTube even a thing? Hello, what's Earth like?
YouTube will almost certainly not be a thing by then. It will have been replaced.
That's stressful to even think about.
Especially if it's to be believed that, like, they're not allowing, like... Because Isaac was just talking today about how he got an email from YouTube saying that all videos targeted to children are going to be demonetized.
Oh, that's the thing.
So, like, if that becomes the case, then I think that you're going to see abandoned ship from YouTube pretty quick. If that starts being, like, more and more of the case.
Oh, well. But yeah, this is a good movie.
Yeah, this is... What would you call it, a 1, though? Like, I have to see it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I would agree, especially if you didn't like the first one. I wouldn't really bother continuing with the series. But if you like the first one, I think this one's better.
Yeah, it's hard. I feel like that's the way with, like, sequels to something. Like, I don't know if you've done that with other series, where it's like, well, can you really say one because it's like a part 2 to something?
Oh, we definitely have. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know with this one. I just think it's like a...
It's like, dude, it's with the Harry Potter movies. It's like you have to see them.
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
requirement.
Well, true.
Like, with the Star Wars movies, you have to see them. It's a requirement. Like,
yeah.
I'm super stoked for there being a new Star Wars movie come out, even though a lot of people aren't excited about it. So, we'll see.
New Pan Am novel as well.
Whenever Untitled Pan Am novel becomes a movie, I'm super stoked for that. I don't even know what it's about yet. Just that it'll be about war, terrible war.
And we know it'll have to do with the Pan Am.
Yes, it'll have something to do with Pan Am in the 64 years before the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. Yeah, that was a thing. All right, any final thoughts? We got to give it a breakfast food.
Oh, how do we do that? Wait.
What you just tell me what kind of breakfast food you think that this movie is.
Oh my god, I have nothing. Literally nothing. Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games would be not eating breakfast.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Just an empty plate.
That took me a second. You know what? We're rolling with that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It's
Fair.
not having
Okay.
breakfast of breakfasts.
That's beautiful. Fair enough. Well, Vegard, where can we find you? What's next for you?
Okay, well, I'm still doing YouTube, unless maybe it's like 2050, we'll see. But yeah, I'm still doing YouTube just...
For all the people listening next week, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm Vegard on YouTube, Vegard, and then on social media, it's Vegard, so just add an it's to it, and then, yeah, there I am.
What's coming up for the channel? Anything exciting?
Well, I have had a bunch of, like, video ideas recently, and I'm doing YouTube, I guess, full-time now, so there's...
Oh, yeah, I saw you quit school, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Stressful times.
Not, like, in a bad way, just that's so nuts that it's working out for you like that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's just, like, me trying it out and seeing how it goes. That's how I usually do things. I'm just like, well, let's just see how it goes, so... Yeah, it's definitely
fair.
Very dedicated at the moment, so there will be a lot of content on there.
Any video coming up you're particularly excited about?
Well, I don't want to give fully away, but I already have, like, Halloween videos, like, costumey videos. I love, like, reviewing or testing Harry Potter products, so I'm definitely doing something with that.
That's so rad.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You can find me on the internet. I mean, you know where it is. It's down below. You can find the podcast at Bacon and Eggs Pod. I mean, I've literally been telling these people my social media handles every week for like 2.5 years. It's wild. Not 2.5 years. Going on 2 years.
That's how I feel when I'm on YouTube. Like, I'm just like, social media, it's there. Just see it.
Right. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're rapidly coming up on the second anniversary of the show, which is crazy. It's in like 2 weeks from when this airs. Yeah, like 3 weeks. We'll be on the second anniversary of the show, which is wild. But yeah, you can follow the show anywhere at Bacon and Eggs Pod. pod, and you can get the show anywhere podcasts are sold. We're Bacon and Eggs Podcast and Movie Lovers Podcast. With new episodes every Thursday wherever you get your podcast, and now on Spotify. I have a little thing that I say, and I can't even say it right.
Well, that sounded good.
I'm so bad. It's Bacon and Eggs, a Movie Lovers Podcast. New episodes every Thursday wherever you get your podcast, and now on Spotify. That's the tagline.
I also have like a thing like that, and it's always a mess.
It's the worst hashtag ever.
Is that? Oh, do you say it as if it's like a hashtag?
No, of course not.
Okay,
it would take up an entire tweet.
If you've listened this far, hashtag that.
Yeah. If you've listened this far in this episode, hit me with a hashtag Bacon and Eggs, a Movie Lovers Podcast, available wherever you get your podcast, and now on Spotify.
Please do. I'm excited for these tweets.
At me and Vegard with that hashtag.
We're gonna retweet it,
and we're gonna completely have forgotten why.
Yeah.
In the next 8 days,
and we're not gonna see because it's gonna just be a mush of words. So it's just gonna be.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that tweet and be like, "What?"
Yeah, it's ages.
I'm sorry. Hashtag what? Anyway, Vegard, thank you so much for coming and joining me on this podcast.
It's always
our
so
graphics
fun.
are by Vaishon Brandon, and our music is by Andy Scott Bell. And if you want to find them, there are links in the description as well for that. But yeah, Vegard, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you stepping in and helping out.
It's always so fun, and I'm excited to potentially be back for a second round of Harry Potter.
Oh, there will be a second round of Harry Potter.
Yes.
I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know why, but there will be.
Yes.
Even to this day, those are still our most downloaded episodes ever. And they've been out for over a year now.
That's so cool.
Like, nothing has come close to the amount of support we got for Harry Potter.
The Harry Potter fandom is still strong.
Which, I mean, I'm not surprised, but like...
Very cool.
Like, literally, our all-time top episodes are Harry Potter and the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is number 1. Mm-hmm. And then Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 with Anna Brisbane is number 2.
Yeah.
And then 5 and 6 with Sophie Baker are number 3. And 3 and 4 with Isaac Carlson is number 4.
Oh, yeah.
And then Incredibles 2 with Seamus Gorman. And then Avengers Endgame.
Oh, wow.
And then Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh, what? I wouldn't expect that to be that high.
We had Jonathan Carlin on for that one, so.
Oh, yeah.
And then Fantastic Beasts 1 with Tessa Netting.
Ah, fun.
Yeah, she's a gem. I want to get her back on for a real Harry Potter movie as well.
Yeah, Tessa is always fun.
And then coming in 2 years from now, 2 and some change years from now, we have another Fantastic Beasts movie.
Yeah, oh my god.
Anyway, Vegard, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been super fun.
Thank you for having me.
And when we eventually decide to cover the rest of this series, we might have you back for that as well.
Yes, I'd love to.
Anyway, this has been another episode of Bacon and Eggs. I've been Ethan Edgehill. He's been Vegard, and this has been Bacon and Eggs. Until next time, arrivederci.